Hi, I'm Eleanor, and welcome to this week's edition of the Intuition Lab. It's early February as of this recording, and for many of us, it's the month of love. So I thought this month I would talk about relationships and how we can use our intuition to help us navigate them. So this week, I'm talking about whether or not you are ready for love, or how you can use your intuition to help you discern if you want and are aligned with a relationship, a friendship, or some form of connection. Now, the goal of a relationship, any relationship, is to blend energies and deeply connect for the purpose of soul evolution and growth. Now, this doesn't mean codependence. We are once both ourselves and part of a new entity. This relationship, I think our souls are very elastic. And I think if we tune into our intuition, it can help us see where we pour more of ourselves into a relationship and where we institute stronger boundaries. So, what type of relationship are you ready for? Are you ready for a more established relationship, like long term, romantic, physical, emotional, spiritual, social, financial, even friendship, which can be very deep and meaningful, or connection? So, intimate, like friends with benefits, or intimate emotionally. Um, do you thrive on minimal connection with others, just nodding at people at stores, and that's just enough for you? Or a more deep connection, a more deep, intimate connection with yourself, alone but not lonely? You know, some people are meant to embrace singlehood, but it doesn't mean that you can't have connections with others. Acquaintances can fill connection needs. Not everyone needs to be a bosom friend or the love of your life. Hmm. But how do you discern what you want? Well, that's where your intuition comes in. And you need to have a core vision or energetic impression of yourself. And this goes beyond the energetic five state, that's more about existing in the moment. But this is just a higher level view of yourself and what your ideal situation is. What are your basic needs in relationship? Is it safety, security, sex, companionship, a sense of shared purpose, um, comfort? What are your basic needs? And there are a myriad of others, right? But what are your basic needs in any sort of relationship? Going into a relationship or a friendship from a place of emptiness, hoping the other person will fill it, is just doomed to failure. So, this is where the intuitive inquiry begins, where you tune into your intuition, however you best do that, and ask yourself, what do I need in a relationship? And, whatever you feel the strongest pull to right now, a romance, a friendship, just acquaintances you can do things with. And what is the best way to get that? And what is your highest path in terms of being in a relationship? So, what do you need? What are your personal needs? Sometimes we're at cross purposes. You think you want a friend with benefits, but what you're looking for is love, and vice versa. Some people are looking for nurses, purses, housekeepers, but seek an intimate partner to provide these things instead of just, excuse me, hiring it out or creating abundance. So they are trying to, I don't exactly say get something for nothing, but get something for very little. And it feels like energetic siphoning. So don't siphon. It always boomerangs. It always comes back to hurt you. Be honest with yourself and another person. Now, I can imagine if you meet someone and tell them, I just don't want to be alone and I want you to look after me in my old age. That would really be something. Now, I don't know how far it would get you, but if you know that about yourself, then you need to find a way to be honest with someone about what you are looking for. You could say you want a caretaker, right? And I'm just making this up out of things I've seen online. But you must be honest with yourself. You cannot expect to have it work out well if you are being fundamentally dishonest when you go into any sort of friendship, relationship, or interaction. If you know what you want in a partnership, then again, the intuitive inquiry continues. You can ask yourself and do a bit of just free writing around it. So set a timer for 3 to 5 minutes and speak what you want out loud into a voice note or write it down, but phrase it as what I want right now from a partnership is. And it will shake out, and you'll begin to see the types of things you are looking for and the themes around them. It may feature family, it may be pure companionship, it may involve travel, it may involve a different relationship structure than you imagined. If you're honest with yourself, if you're really capable of being honest with yourself, which from the intuitive space you should, but sometimes we only get what we are ready to handle at that point. But if you are able to visualize long-term time frames, or when I say visualize, if you are able to have a sense of yourself far in the future, do you see yourself with a person, particular person, if you have them in mind, or a person or persons in general in 10, 20, 40 years? Don't censor your answers. We're going for deep truth here. But also know that who you are will evolve over time. You may want to just be alone at one point in your life, and then 5 or 10 years later, you want family, or you just want to live in a close knit group of friends. What your needs are will evolve over time. Also, is someone, a friend or more, there for a reason, season, or a lifetime? You can use your intuition to just generally inquire about this person. Like, who is this person to me? Are they a friend? Are they more? How long will they be around? Now, it's not saying that you will get all of this information, but you will form a good sense of the type of interaction you would have. Now, if you know what you want, are you ready? Sometimes you meet a perfect person, but you know that you aren't ready for them right now. And the best thing you can do is bless and release them. Don't put yourself or others in situations where you want more than they can give, or they want more than you can give. And maybe one or both of you hasn't been honest with that up front. You can save yourself heartache if you use your intuition. If you feel that someone wants more from you than you can give, then you know that you distance yourself, or you state, several times that you cannot give this. However, sometimes we meet people who we feel can fill in our weak spots. And while friends, lovers, long term partners can often complement us, they don't complete us. You complete you. You and your connection to spirit or God is what completes you. And before you are ready to be in a relationship, you need to assess your limitations and your weak spots. You have to initiate healing in the areas where you need to grow, evolve, change. Fix your deficiencies before you start looking, if you can, or if you're in a relationship and you know that there is internal work to be done, you have to do that internal work. We grow with partners, but they are not here to fix us. Excuse me, this is bringing up a lot for me. As an aside, sometimes when you find yourself coughing or choking on words, it can mean there's a lot of emotion behind it. And I know I have a lot to work on in this sphere. Anyhow, you aren't there to rehabilitate someone. They have got to do this on their own. You have to do it on your own. You can support someone can support you, but they cannot do the work for you. And you absolutely do not use them as an emotional punching bag. Now, now that you know what you want and you're getting yourself ready, how do you meet that person? Here's where you also turn inward, look at it intuitively. And if you could imagine yourself meeting this person, where would it be? Would it be online? Would it be through an in-person activity? Would it be through a friend of a friend? Would it be through some sort of hybrid, like an online affinity group with meetups? Sometimes when I travel, I try to attend meetup style groups for subjects I'm interested in because it's a great way to meet new people. And I will say this about apps. I think most, especially dating apps today, treat people like a commodity. It feels like a low energy void. I think their initial intentions were good in most cases to bring people together who might never cross paths in day to day life. But now people have just been commoditized, and that never leads to anything helpful. There are success stories, but in general, these days, it feels like a low energy void. So if you can successfully navigate it, my hats are off to you, and you probably want to have a lot of energetic protection around you. But I would invite you to pursue alternatives like affinity groups, people you know, even if that person is half a world away, still ask. They may have friends locally, or you might travel to meet a friend and meet someone you can forge a long term or lifelong relationship with. So, that being said, what is your highest path with respect to a relationship? For me, it's around about being around people who fulfill you and with who you can create a real sense of community, even if it's just a nodded hello once or twice a week when you go to a coffee shop. Knowing who and what is right for you, what your purpose is in this world, and will this person support you in fulfilling your purpose? Are you willing and able to support someone in fulfilling their purpose? Hold a vision of what you want, but know that it may change. And also be open to new ways to fulfill these deep seated needs inside of you, but still honoring your boundaries, goals, and ethics. What does this mean? For some people, it's different types of family structures. For other people, it is adopting to start a family. For some people, it is living in some sort of intentional community. So you create and live with a true family of choice as opposed to meeting a partner and having a large family. But in all of this, whatever you feel your vision is, you have to fulfill that, whether or not the people around you right now will ridicule it or support it. You want to surround yourself with supportive people. At the end of the day, you have to take the energetic reins and say, this is the life I want for myself. So if you really want to be a stay at home parent, right? And people around you chide you for it, then just say, you know what? This is the strength of my convictions. If you are child free and you want to remain single all your life, and other people are giving you the, well, who's going to look after you when you're old and whatever spiel, then you have to stand firm to your convictions and find like minded friends, associates, whatever, who will support you in creating that. I think enough isn't said about having the right sort of community or family around you to support the relationship you want. That being said, I know I've said that already, love comes in many forms. Are you ready and open to it? And if so, what type of love are you open to? Are you open to friendship? Are you just open to a deeper love with yourself, which is a beautiful thing? Are you open to just having casual acquaintances? It's all about what you have the capacity for at any given point in time. So let me know, what types of love do you have in your life? What types of love do you wish you had? And are you ready to commit to that? Everything from a plant to a friendship to a long term partnership represents a commitment of some sort. So, if anything I've said today has been helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you would like to be alerted to when I do workshops, I do a free workshop once a month, and I haven't picked the date for February yet, but I would love for you to be a part of it. If you would like to be notified of ways to work with me, when I'm doing free events, or for more information about my free community pathfinders, please join my mailing list. I will leave a link to it in the show notes. So until next week, as ever, I am sending you so much love, And I hope you learn more about the type of love you are really seeking and go out and fulfill it. Take good care. Bye now.